tonight's entertainment.
Good afternoon, YouTube. This is man always George Page, aka the Emperor of Female Body Talk, coming to you live on YouTube. Well, folks, as you know, we got another hour to Texas Pro. As you know, the Texas Pro is a different time zone. Texas is on Central. Here in the East, we're on Eastern time. So it's 4 o'clock for us. It's 3 o'clock for them. The finals will start to 4 their time and 5 our time. So anyway, I can't wait to see the outcome of who's going to get the titles and get the Olympic qualification. So, folks, there's also another show coming up tomorrow. That is the Maxfit. The Maxfit is exclusively a Masters Olympia qualifier. It's still Olympia, no matter what it is. Masters are open. But it still can get you an opportunity if you win at the Masters Olympia. You still get a shot to go to Olympia. And the list came out at the same time as the list for Texas Pro. And there's ladies who are on this list that I have guests on my channel that I've met personally. And this is why I want to talk about this one. I've talked about the Masters before in the past, and as you know, I'm a big fan of the Masters competitors. Many interviews I've done with women who are more mature. I'm a fan of the much more mature female muscle compared to some of the younger competitors. So anyway, this came out, as you know, they have different classes. Now, they just have women's physique and figure those two divisions I pay attention to. I wish I had women's bodybuilding. Maybe even get somebody to sponsor it. Maybe I have it, but there's all depending on how many competitors can appear at that show. But competitors can double dip. I've seen ladies who are doing figure who also are doing physique at the show. That's where Masters is the only division, actually, I would say the only class where you can do different divisions. It's because it's opportunity to see how you measure in one over the other. And also you have to pay to play. So anyway, the list came out. Now we have here from 35 plus to 40 plus, which is the Olympic qualification, 45, 55, and 50. And also 60. And, there's quite a few ladies in who are 60. Wow. Again, I'm often impressed by ladies who are 60 up to 50 and still have great muscle maturity. So anyway, first lady we have here, just did a video on her, is the lovely Captain Trina Cat Blackburn. Now, she just did 2 shows, just this back-to-back. She did Chicago last month and did the, Tampa Bay earlier this month. Kat, I met her when I was at Tampa back in 2025. She's been a guest on my channel. We did an interview a while back. She looked really good. At Chicago, she was able to crack the top 10. And not as well as she did at Tampa, but still impressive. And she's over 35. That means that maybe in a few years, she can actually do Masters 4 to get a qualification for I think it's going to be the 2029 Masters Olympia. Next up, we have the lady who's been a guest on my channel, the lovely Mrs. Christina Driscoll. Now, Christina, as you know, early this year, she did the Triple O Dynasty in women's bodybuilding, and then she made a return back to WP at Tampa, and she last competed at the Atlanta Pro. As you know, she turned pro back in 2003 at the Olympia Amateurs. Next up, we have is one Miss Marketa Heldred. Last time she did was at the Triple Pro, and she's doing the 35 plus, and also I think she's doing the 40 plus at this show. Next up is Marina Cosnopulo, and she's from Cyprus. And she just finished up doing the Atlanta Pro, and she was at the Tampa Pro early this month also. So this is going to be her 3rd show in this month. Next up is the lovely Mrs. Christina Parks. As you know, she's been a guest on my channel. Big fan of Christina, aka the Trap Queen. Just amazing lady. And she did a couple of shows this year. She was at the Emerald Cup, which is right, close to her because she lives in California, and so it was within the West. Also, she was a Chicago Pro, where she competed both in the Open and the Masters. And here she is again. Amazing lady, great physique, and I'm very impressed by some other things about her. Next up we have is lovely Alejandra Parra, if I got her name right. Is from Spain, and this is going to be her 3rd show. She was also at Tampa. Also, she did the Atlanta this past weekend. Next up is a lady who I got to meet in person, the lovely Mrs. Oksana Pirari. Now, she did a show last year. She's doing both the 40 and the 40, the first 35 and the 40 class. Impressive lady, she's a coach and trainer, and she's competed along with and against her own client, that is Kat Blackburn. And she reached from Russia. Her and her husband Autumn, they're really great people. I enjoyed meeting them both when I was at Tampa last year. Next up we have is Mrs. Heather Rutter, and I think this is going to be her pro debut. And we have here one Mrs. Melissa Serrano, and this is also her pro debut. And next up we have one in the 40 class. We have Miss Tracy Brandenburg. I believe this is going to be her pro debut. We have here Tatiana Balut. We just talked about Tatiana a while ago in my previous video. As you know, Tatiana, she's been busy too. She also was at the Tampa Pro and also did the Atlanta this past weekend. So this is going to be a third show. And at the Tampa Pro, she's qualified for next year's Masters Olympia. She's a impressive lady. I hope she does well. Next up, we have one Miss Pam Eden, and she just made her pro debut at Tampa last year. She's also busy. She's doing both the Masters 40, also I think 45, and also she's doing the figure class in Masters. Next up, we have the lovely Mrs. Madeline Kelly, and I believe this is going to be her pro debut. We have here one that's Ortega Paluda. She's all the way from Spain, and this is also her pro debut. She turned pro at the Europa Championships. Next up, we have is Yaris Ramirez Perez. And Miss Perez, last time we saw her was at the Mexico Pro. As you know, she serves our country in the United States Army. And I say, anybody who serves our country, I don't say thank you for your service. I say, as a citizen, I appreciate the sacrifice you made on behalf of us. So this is going to be her first show for years. She's also qualified for, I believe she's qualified for Master Olympia also, because she won it at the Tupelo last year when they had it. And best of luck to her. Next up, we have one Miss Christina Sergres, and this is, I think, it's the first show for this in the season because we haven't seen the two athletes since the New York Pro. Next up, we have is Madeline Sullivan, and she's competing in the 40 plus. Next up, we have is Justine Threadgill, and the last time we saw her, she was competing at the Tampa Bay Pro, and she's doing Masters exclusively. Next up, we have is Winsome White. As you know, Miss White has been to the Olympia. She got a qualification back in 2022. And this is a qualification for Masters O. And she competed about a couple of months ago at the Maxfit Classic, where I think she was in the top 5 at that show. And next up we have is, we're going down into the Masters. We have here a lovely Miss Christine Sellis. And, this is be her, I think, a third show of the year. I know she did New York, Chicago, and also this show here. I believe she also did Tampa. I'm trying to remember, but there's a lot of ladies here. The list is busy. Next up, we have one Miss Lisa Williams, and Miss Williams, this is going to be her pro debut. She's doing both the 40, and also I think she's doing 45 too. I mean, she's a pretty busy lady. Next up, we have is Casey Stone, and Miss Stone last time she competed was at the Omaha Classic. So this is going to be the first show for her this season. Next up, we have the lady who's been a guest on my channel, the lovely Rachel Jaffe. As you know, she's just doing 50 plus. And Rachel's a nice lady. I hope we can have her back on. Last time she was active was the Atlantic Coast. Next up, we have one Miss, I believe is Jennifer Massino. And this is going to be a first show for her for the season. She's also competing over in the figure division. Next up we have is Vicky Askin. As you know, Vicky's been a guest on my channel. And you look at the thing, she's go by Veronica. She's doing 55. And she's doing 52. She's a precious lady. Shout out to her and her husband. Next up we have in the 60 class, Miss Sharon Goldstein. And she is done a show quite too often. I mean, follow her on social media. Impressive. Lady can't believe she's 60 plus. Next up, we have the lovely Miss Emily L. Holder, and she also does 60 plus. We have here the lovely Mrs. Laura Johnson, who made her debut just at Chicago, and she also competed at Tampa. And we have here the lovely Miss Deborah Marcy. She's also competing in the 60 class. Can you believe these ladies are 60s? Wow. It's just astonishing, how well these ladies are well put together. Now, up next we have here is the figure division. And we have a good lineup here. We have ladies going far as also from 35 to 40, which is very deep. As you know, this is Masters Olympic qualification, meaning you still get a shot for the Olympia. Then we also have women from 45, 50, 55, and even 60. We have a deep, as you know, the Masters, as you said again earlier, it's both qualification for, Olympia opportunity, especially here in the Maxfit. But it's a deep lineup for the 40 class because, if you get there, you get a chance to go to Olympia. And, anybody wants to get a shot to go to the Big O. Especially it's harder for the master competitors competing with much younger competitors. First up, we have the lovely Miss Maria Baldino. And this is going to be her first show of the season. And also this is going to be her pro debut. Next up, we have the lovely Miss Ivy Good. And I think she's been competing for quite some time. I think she turned pro last year at the Universe. So this is going to be possibly her pro debut. Next up we have is Erica Kills. Sorry, that's the wrong person. Sandra Kozlowski from Poland. She was at both the Tampa and also the Atlanta Pro. Impressive lady, Next up we have here, I believe this is Miss Yolanda Liotta, and she competed, I believe, at the Chicago Pro just a while back. Next up, we have a lady who's been a guest on my channel, the lovely Tracy Miller, aka better known as Lady Madame Laveau. And she was busy. She was at the Portugal Pro. She did a show in China. So this has been her third show of the year. I mean, impressive lady, impressive physique. She did pretty well. She was in top 10 at the, both those shows. Great back. The guys from About Him channel is a big fan of hers. Next up, we have again the lovely Mrs. Melissa Serrano. As you know, this is going to be her pro debut, and she's also doing the physique and she's doing 35, and also I believe she's doing 40 class. Next up, we have is Leah Starling, and she was active. I believe she did Chicago. She also was at Tampa this couple of weeks ago, and so this is going to be her third to fourth show of the season. The next up we have is Dominique Berich, and she just got her master's qualification at the I think it was the Body by One. So she's trying to shoot for a Master Olympic qualification here at the Maxfit. Next up we have the lovely Mrs. Edith Davis. And last time I think she competed was last year at Tampa. She did a couple other shows. Next up, we have again, the lovely Mrs. Pam. As you know, I said earlier, she's double dipping. She's doing both figure and physique. Next up, we have is the lovely Miss D Jackson, Coach Jackson, if you're nasty. Coach Jackson, as you know, she was a busy lady. She, at the Tampa Bay, won pretty much most of the class, except for, I think, 60. And she's qualified for Masters Olympia. So she's going back to the Masters Olympia for 2027. Next up, we have the lovely Mrs. Erica Kills. She's also doing 40 and also 35. That's why I forgot to put in the list because, sometimes there's so many ladies who repeat themselves. So I just say, well, let me put one here, one there. Next up is the lovely Mrs. Sandy Lark. And last time she competed, I believe, was a couple of shows last year. And I think she also did a triple O. Next up is, again, we have here double dipping, Victoria, best known as the Mrs. Vicky Askins, and she's doing also, masters, physique and figure. So shout out to her. Next up, we have ladies, but I guess she already told us she's doing a show, the lovely Mrs. Ryan Martin. As you know, she was at the Body by One. She also was at the Tampa Bay Pro. Impressive physique. I mean, she looked really good. I enjoyed that she came through and talked about her experience when we had our Muscle Talk Monday a couple of weeks ago. Next up, we have is Mrs. Christina Mary, and I believe this is going to be her pro debut. Next up, we have here Harce Rodriguez Ortiz. She was busy. She did a show in Puerto Rico. I think she also was at the, I believe the show in Oklahoma and a couple other shows. And also she last competed at the Tampa Bay Pro. Next up, we have one lovely Mrs. Rebecca Buckingham, and I think this is going to be her first show of the season. This is going to be her pro debut. Wait a second, guys. Give me a second. Ooh. Wait a minute. Let's see why it says this. I think that's about it. Some of the ladies are doing up for Masters 60, but Sharon, Rhonda Shear. And I believe she's also doing the 40 class here. And she's doing 50 class, I believe. Also, we have the lovely Miss Brandy Wilkins. And she's also competing in the 40 class and 45 class. Next up, we have here the return of the lovely Mrs. Jennifer Massino. And I believe she's doing the 50 class. And also we have here the lovely Mrs. Giovanni Long, and she's doing 55. And we have here the lovely Miss Joe Carrilla, and she's doing 60. And that's it. I mean, some of the ladies are repeats, like the lovely Miss Laura Johnson. She's also doing 55 and 60. And some of the other ladies, because, with masters, you can do as many classes, classes you can within the age division, because ladies, we've got ladies from 50 who can do 50, 40, 60. It's just such a mixed, bag of amazing competitors. So anyway, if you want to check out the Maxfit, I will leave a link in the description for it. You can watch it, support it. Shout out to the ladies. You're fans of women of mature muscle and muscle maturity. I want to give them the opportunity to share their stories. Maybe I get some more of them on the future, because I tell you the truth, I really enjoy the opportunity when I talk to the mature competitors, because they really get the shit together. So anyway, folks, check out the upcoming Maxfit. Support these master competitors. As you know, if you go to the Master Olympia, you still get the chance to go to the Olympia too. And we just made with George Page, aka the Emperor of Female Body Talk. Don't like, subscribe. I'm out.